Ann Herbster, what a day this has
Ah,
been.
I so agree. So agree.
I don't know about you, girl, but I'm exhausted and need a nap.
Yeah. But
But
it's
here
been
we
such a
go.
it's great experience though, isn't it?
It is. It's been amazing, amazing day. And so let us see and say, hey, if I can figure out how to work this. Here we go. Hey, hey, everybody. Welcome
Hey.
here with Ann Herbster, and we are the co-authors of the brand spanking new book, The Coach Business Guide, The Path to Launch and Grow Your Coaching Practice.
Yep.
And we are so excited about this. It's a two-year project that we have been working on, and I'm excited to be here and finally have this baby in print.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't you?
Yeah, and I thought the hard part would be the writing. It wasn't the writing. The hard part was getting this whole thing published and doing it ourselves.
Right. There's new systems we had to
Right.
learn. So, and I was breaking out in hives. Anyway, it has been an amazing experience, an amazing journey, and we are not done. In fact, we're really just beginning. We have some exciting things that we're getting ready to release next week. And today we wanted to come back on and talk a little bit about growing your coaching practice, because I think that every coach is shocked. I forgot to kill the music. Tells you how tired I am, right? Anyway,
Yeah.
I think every coach, when they first get going, they get their, they decide to become a coach. Maybe they get a certification. Maybe they build a website. They go through that whole experience. And then, they have that philosophy, build it, they will come. And they put their shingle out.
Excuse me, they forget that they think it's just right. They're going to come, and they kind of don't realize that you got to get out there and you got to market yourself. You got to sell yourself. You're not going to grow your business just by thinking, oh, they'll come to me.
Right.
It's not going to happen. You have to push yourself out there to your ideal client where they are with the right messages that are going to work, that's going to pull them in and get them interested in you.
Well, absolutely. And the good news is we walk everybody through that through certain worksheets. In fact, we have 53 worksheets, which sounds like a lot, and it is, but they're very simple, very concise, and they get you from point A to point B, thinking through all of the things that have to be covered when you are looking at creating a business, because that's what coaching is. You're not just a coach, you're an entrepreneur.
Right. So, and it's, I think that to go back to that word sell, it's finding ways to be where your ideal client is. So it's networking. And, I can tell a little story here. I remember I went, a couple of years ago, I was doing some consulting and I went to this event and I set a goal in my mind. And I said, I'm going to get 20 business cards. I want to meet 20 people. And I realized over 2 hours, I was like really determined and gung ho. And Rhonda, I remember I came home with half a dozen, but I also came home with this insight and knowledge that it isn't quantity, it's quality.
For sure.
And exactly. Having 4 or 5 good conversations with people that are going to be interested in what you have to say is more important than just coming away with 20 people where you, hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? Having a meaningful conversation and getting to know them.
Yeah, and it's absolutely essential. Yeah, you can't, you made a mistake that a lot of people, when they're new to networking and new to growing their business, they feel like the more exposure they get, the better. But in a networking situation, that doesn't work at all. So we actually recommend in the book too, that you have 2 really deep, rich conversations. And we even give you the language to flip it around so that you spend more time to focus on the people that you're there. Because when you're networking, you're in a situation where the natural law of reciprocity kicks in. If you help someone, they will help you. That's what networking is all about. If you refer someone, they will refer you, or the hope is, right? But they got to know what you do. And you need to give, if you're going to give referrals, you need to know what. And so what do you do?
And we often forget to ask that. And it's, you're so hyped about, oh, I have to talk about my business and what I do and who I'm looking for. But the reality is, by showing interest in the opposite person in what they're doing, and what do you do and how can I help you, changes the conversation, and it shows them that you're interested, so that you can then have actually a more meaningful conversation that could turn into opportunities. Or, you know, they may not have that opportunity in the moment, but you want them to leave with such a wonderful experience that if an opportunity does come up, they're going to go, oh, wait, I know somebody. I met somebody. I think they're really good and powerful at what they do, etc. So
somebody's saying my woo makes me an instant authority. Well, it makes me an easy networker. And speaking of that, if you hate it, thank you very much for sharing. And by the way, not sure who you are. And if you do want to us to know, we'd love to know. You need to go to StreamYard.com/Facebook, and then Facebook will let us see your comments. But a good point here, though, and that we were talking about before, is that coaches are suddenly shocked to learn they have to sell themselves, right? And which does mean some level of networking, and that may be way out of their comfort zone. Like they don't even know where to start. So we do give you some tips and tricks in the book about where to go and what you can do, even just around your neck of the woods, wherever you hang around in all day, every day. Of places where you can network. And again, networking is really building relationships. It's not just flying out there and, you know, being out there a lot. And I am pretty expert at it, actually, Anne. I think you probably are too.
Yeah.
But anyway, so what do? You find somebody to go with you. Networking.
Absolutely. And you check in with them. Right. And, you know, once you get there, it's good to separate, but come back and check in, and they become your morale booster. You know, they're going to be there saying, you got it, go get them. Oh, or they may meet somebody that could be of interest to you. But I think the key is go back to who's your ideal client and where are they going to be? And if you get invited to an event and it's really not your focus area, you want to maximize your time. You may only have a limited amount of time. So really be smart about those events and activities that you're going to go to, especially if you're paying money. You know, if you've got to pay to go somewhere, you really need to think about this and say, is my ideal client likely to be there? Because if they're not, you may want to think about, you may just really need to reconsider that. So,
well, either your ideal client needs to be there or someone who can connect you to more of your ideal client.
Right.
So oftentimes,
you know, can I talk for a second, Rhonda? I was thinking about this as we were coming on. You know, this whole idea of referrals, and we just get embarrassed to ask for a referral. And, you know, I don't know how many times you've been asked for a referral, and I sometimes struggle with what to say. And I've so appreciated when somebody has said to me, would you like me to draft up some thoughts? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Saves me time. And then I can edit it and put it in my own words. So 1, don't be afraid. 2, and I think this is more important, get them in the moment. If you're doing a workshop, collect them. Hand out a sheet.
Have something with you.
Yes. And if you're doing a workshop, you're going to evaluate anyway. You want to know how you did. You want to know what they liked. You can use those comments in your information, in your messaging. You know, it's like LinkedIn or wherever you are in your website. You want people to write something. You want them to be able to promote it. And we are a world today where people look at what people say, right? You know,
a Yelp society is kind of where we are, right?
Yeah, we are. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about brand for just a minute, Anne,
Oh,
because a
yeah.
lot of coaches are confused about what brand is. I mean, they think maybe it's a logo or their website, or maybe it's just the
Yeah.
colors they pick or something. It's really not. It's everything that we have talked about today, all of the
Hmm.
things that lead up to actually picking pretty pictures and
Right.
colors. That
And
all of that, your messaging is your
yeah,
brand. Hmm.
and we put it deliberately at the end of the book because we wanted you to think about who you are, what
Yeah.
you're offering, who your customers are, and design your products. That's more important than a logo and your colors. And they can be important and they can help, but it's everything you've done so far that's really going to create that pull to bring the individual to you to buy
Hmm.
from you.
Hmm.
So,
Because they're
I
listening.
yes, yes, it
They
is.
have a certain ear that they are listening for, and
Mhm.
that you can create that language that can hit them right in the mark, that makes them think, wow, I really do need coaching.
Yeah.
It's time.
And
Maybe he or she can help me.
we just want to caution you not to go overboard and spend a whole lot of money on your brand. There are
Not
places where
in,
you can
right.
get stuff done really inexpensively. There are tools that you can use that we've used that you can do things for free,
Uh-huh.
or you need to go research that. As you get more successful and as you grow your business and you're really starting to achieve your goals, then you can step back and say, okay, maybe I need a logo. But Rhonda,
Hmm.
isn't it you who said that your logo could be your signature in a stylized format, or it could be not your
Right.
signature, the
Your
name of your
name.
company.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yes, it
Yes,
doesn't
and
have.
that's what's in a name is a really important topic that we cover too, Anne, because a lot of times, we have this name that we really like for, that makes an impression
Yeah.
on us, and that means absolutely nothing to the people that we're trying to reach. And if you think of for a minute, your name of your products should be changed,
Yeah.
because you're going to grow, right? You're going to
Yeah.
meet new clients. They're going to have different needs, but your company name can't, you don't ever want it to change. And you want to be so branded that people know exactly from memory how to
Yeah.
find you, not
Yeah,
have to
I
figure
agree.
out what was that
And
thing
you,
that. Mhm. Go
yeah.
ahead.
The other thing you talk about that we've talked about, and you and I've had conversations, it's this, we talk about where to find you. You
Hmm.
know, if you're starting out, you may just need your LinkedIn or your Facebook page to get started. You can evolve to a landing page that you can do yourself that's actually really easy. And there's tools out there and free tools just to get you started. Once you get more established, then you can invest in, and again, you can do it yourself. It's very inexpensive. Then you can invest in expanding and maybe having a website and stuff like that. But it's just not necessary initially as you're getting started.
So
Right,
we
Rhonda?
probably just saved you about $2,000. I'm
Oh,
just going to
for
say
sure.
right off the
Yeah.
bat. So that's well worth the $1.99 of the digital copy.
Right.
Amazon put our digital book on sale today. So there you go. There's the link in the chat box. So go and grab your copy. If you're not a coach, or you know a coach, or if you're an experienced coach, feel free to give it to someone, because we really want to launch and grow coaches. We
Yeah, we do.
believe in coaching, and we believe that, you know, that you're needed. And that's why we wrote this, because we have worked with hundreds of coaches who have trouble eating.
Right. And
You know,
Rhonda, they've told us they go out, and what's the first thing a coach does is they go out and get certified, and they don't think about what kind of business it is. And
hmm,
getting certified is great, but they don't always teach you, show you, share, or help you understand how to get those clients in the door. And that's what
I know.
we are hoping to do. We believe we've done it with this book. So,
Yeah. I think
yeah,
Debbie, thanks for joining us,
yeah,
Debbie. She has hit it right on the head. That's the biggest mistake new coaches make, investing all kinds
yeah,
of nonsense when it's the basics we need. And you know what? Here's another thing too, is that oftentimes we will Let me ask you this. I'm going to go back. What do coaches do best?
Hmm.
They
They
coach.
coach. Right.
And yet they will slave a day away building a Wix website. You know what I mean? When you need to be out there talking to people about what you do.
Yeah,
right.
get started.
So we really, Debbie says, correction. They don't ever teach you that. I probably shouldn't tell you how much money I have spent on certifications. I do believe I have about 6 of them now. And no, not one taught me how to grow the business or find new clients. They were teaching me methodology. They were teaching me my craft. And you need that. Coaches need that training too, right? There's always new ways, more effective ways to reach and help your clientele. You need to eat. Debbie says she's pleading the fifth. This is such a common problem with coaches. And I'll tell you why. It is because coaches, they spiritualize coaching and money. Yeah. And so there's a disconnect between what I do and the money part of it. Because at the end of the day, would we ever miss an opportunity to coach somebody?
No, you do it for free and probably do it all the time.
You can, though, if you set your boundaries and you know your lines and then you stop that.
Yeah.
Right. And that's really the truth.
We talked earlier in the book about how much time you have to invest in your business. And that's invest means not just how much time you have, let's say, during a week or a month for you to coach, but you've got to factor in how much time you need to invest in marketing, in selling, in being on social media. There are, and you've taught me this and I love it, there are tools out there that you can go out and you can create a whole bunch of posts and stagger them and then sit back and let them post without you having to be there every day, twice a day, 3 times a day, putting something out.
Are you telling my secrets? You are.
I'm telling your secrets. I love it. And I'm getting better. I've always been more, and I admit this, I've always been more of a sit back and read. I peruse, I let other people do. And with the launch of our book and our business, I've had to become more aggressive and more active, let's say. And it's hard, but using these tools, I'm just telling you, it makes it so much easier. So I do encourage people to do that. And I have somebody there that somebody said, that's what I'm doing now. Love it, love it, love it. And Debbie says, Rhonda's the marketing queen. She does a phenomenal job. I've learned a lot.
Well, I'm just noisy.
The other thing we got asked earlier, making money, this whole idea of making money. There are so many ways you can do that. And it's, you get invited to speak where you take some copies of your book, you take a card or a flyer or a pamphlet that has your book on it, and you hand that out and you share and you talk. So you may not get compensated, let's say, to speak, but you turn that into an opportunity for you to talk about your business. You could share stories about the things you've done with clients. You use those as examples. So your audience is beginning to see who you are and what you can accomplish. So that's just one way of being able to have multiple streams of income, because that's going to help you along the way. That really is.
Yes. And again, you're talking about income, but it may not be a direct financial benefit. Right. It is a different type of a money in event possibility, rather.
Yeah, I mean, you could offer to do a very low cost or a special introductory price workshop through an alumni group. Right. And it's special introductory, but you would only do that if you say, that's my ideal client. That group are my targets, and I want to be able to get in front of them and offer what I can do, because some of them might be interested and willing to buy from me.
Well, sure, but you got to give them a next step, right? And so you've got to have your planning done for that. So we cover all of these things. Really, we take you from a brand new coach to or someone thinking about they want to be a coach, right, all the way through. at least getting a profile or some information up on a social platform so people can find you, or so you can direct them to find out more information about you. And it's not just about you, but about what you do and who you serve too. So,
and can I just say, even if you're an existing coach who's struggling, who's really just not been able to crack that nut and able to reach their revenue goals or their income goals that they're looking for, this book, if you take the time to go through some of the exercises and really think about your business, I think this book could help you turn that around and help you find ways to get new clients. And that's really what we're all about. We want you to grow your coaching business.
That's it. Launch and grow your coaching practice for sure.
Yep.
So let's talk about social media in the few minutes that we have left. So, again, we cut through the chase on some easy stuff, like what Ann mentioned just now, is that you can do some pre-programming. We talk about how to create an editorial calendar so that you are consistent. This is the biggest problem that coaches have, is being consistent in their social, in their brand, so that people can see them out there all the time. And because remember, people don't typically buy from you the first time, unless it's family and friends. Right.
Yeah.
And so otherwise they have to have these messages repeated. In fact, I think they say it's 12 times before they even wake up to see what you just had to say.
Yeah.
So these are things this is why you need to be present. You need to have a social media presence. And guess what? There's 2 keys on what those are. Ready? Where your ideal client is and where you are going to show up.
Right.
Right. Debbie says social media is key because people can really get a flavor of your personality and they are really buying you anyway. Debbie, yes, that's it. They are. And I think that it's the whole selling issue that coaches are like, what? If you're a coach, you think, I know this because this is me. I think everybody needs coaching. Right? That's just
at some time in their life.
Knowing.
At some point in their life, absolutely. And I think there's a lot going on in the world today. And I think there's a lot of people out there, that could take advantage. And sometimes, one of the questions you may get asked is, well, what is a coach? Are you a counselor? Are you a psychologist? What are you? And I think that's important as you're out networking. We know you're not, but as you're out networking, being able to answer what that is. And we heard from one of our speakers earlier today that they made a good point that not everybody knows what coaching is. And so being able to explain that in simplistic terms, they suggested, the one suggestion is a discovery call. And I don't know how many of you are doing that, but setting up a 15, 20-minute call, it gives the individual a chance to check you out, but you're checking them out. You're looking to see can I really help them? Are they my ideal client? And if they're not, it's okay. It is okay to say no.
Yeah.
And maybe you may know somebody you can refer them to. But if it's not in your wheelhouse, it's far better to say no. This isn't my area, but here's somebody I know.
Exactly. Because first of all, that natural law of reciprocity kicks in, right? But you're meeting the client's needs. You're getting them what they need, which may not be you right now. And
that's
if you, and the way to look at it, instead of turning a client down, you are free now to continue to pursue your ideal client, the ones you are called here to serve.
Right.
Because not every client is for me. There is a client for every coach, but you can't have them all. I'm sorry.
That's true.
That's right. So anyway, during this last section on grow, we really work through and walk through you beyond getting your first clients and into things that you can do to actually grow into a profitable and a vibrant, thriving business. Let's see. Debbie says, you're also building credibility when you are honest and it's not a fit.
So true.
Yes.
So true.
This is true. And then people do look to you, and it's that natural desire to help you that they have,
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
it just works in the most natural way. So anyway, if you have not bought the book yet, please go to Amazon right now. We have the link in here somewhere. Let me see. I'm going to go up and find it again right here. I think I can put that comment. Here we go. I'll put it right there. There you go. Hold on. This is better. I'll put our Coach Business Guide up there. Go in there and grab that now. And actually, I'm going to put it in the chat box because I think it's just easier for you to click on and get to. Maybe if I can get there. Oh, look, we have people who have already bought it. Thank you so much. We are so grateful. We've had an exciting day. We're about to lose our voices, but we have had a blast bringing this. It's like birthing a baby, only it's longer.
Yeah, it definitely is. So thank you all for your support. We're just so excited where we've gotten today. So
we are. And stay tuned for tomorrow because we'll be back. We have a challenge coming up next week, and we're going to be talking about it for the rest of the week so that you can come and join us and get a jump start on launching and growing your coaching practice. And with that, we'll let you go, and we will see you soon. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.